Oh yes, you're welcome back to African Colonialism TV and Biafran History. In fact, every day God will keep exposing the enemy of Biafra and the enemy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I would like you to watch this video to the end and for you to see by yourself and for you to understand things happening in Nigeria. After the US Congress, after they sent Nigeria heavy message for them to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, then these activists and human rights also, then Barrister Deji, everybody may know him. So the way he's now talking concerning the injustice that is going on in Nigeria and what really happened in court and what is the main reason why Gumi has not been arrested, but Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they went very far, Kenya, and went there to arrest him because of he broadcast on radio. Just that he broadcast, not that he kill anybody, not that he go to anybody's village to destroy anybody's property, but just that he make speech. Then Nigerian federal government now find every means to arrest him, finally sentence him. In fact, the whole thing is very, very shocking. Both the hits coming from the United Nations and also the US. In fact, everything is bubbling. The whole internet is catching fire the way it is. I would like you to watch it. As you're about to watch, like, subscribe, and share it for everyone to see things going on in Nigeria because the Oko Obagova.
There is a very popular saying in Igbo that says, it simply means that a woman who has given birth to two is no longer afraid of pregnancy. Well, I'm very sure that some of you remember this news we saw a couple of days ago, where a US House of Reps member was calling on human rights to look into the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I'm very sure most of you saw that news. For those of you following me, of course, I posted it on this channel. Now, we have another news, this time by a Nigerian lawyer. Please, I want to beg you to take a little time and listen to Barrister Deji and hear some things about all this. Maybe you understand a bit about what is about to happen to a country called Nigeria. Please, just listen to him carefully.
Nnamdi Kanu was arrested for far less things that Shegumi has said, far less promotion that Shegumi has said. But if somebody like me say those things that he's saying, I will be arrested. Go and check all his previous videos. That because I'm now calling him out, he's now worried. Because I've called for his arrest, he's now worried. He does not eradicate all the pro-banditry, pro-terrorism stand he has taken in the past. People like Shegumi, if Nigeria was an ideal society, he should not be walking freely on the street. I have no apology for this position. But because the government is complicit.
Why do you think government is unwilling or do not have the political will to go after even the ones that UAE gave us their names?
Yes. So what I think is, I'm inclined to agree with General T.Y. Danjuma that they colluded the armed bandits to kill innocent Nigerians. I believe that insecurity has become one of the most lucrative business in Nigeria. And if you look at that Kogi State General that was killed, General Ali, I think so, they said many things. He was warned severally to stop trying to crush Boko Haram.
That's Colonel Ali?
Yes. That he was warned severally because that was someone that was really after eradicating Boko Haram. But they took him out. Because some people are somewhere making so much money with insecurity in the country. And I believe that government is complicit. Because if there is no way you can tell me that government is not complicit when they are selling gold on the main road in Zamfara. It's impossible. They look at the way these terrorists move freely unchallenged all over the country. You cannot tell me this is a government that has army, air force, navy, ground troops, many divisions, prison. And you tell me we have one of the best trained army in the world. One of the best trained. Nigerian soldiers have gone all over the world and have excelled at ground battles. And you tell me that we cannot defeat these people? I refuse to believe same.
Let's look at what's happening in your state. We celebrated Children's Day 2 days ago, and we know that over 30 children are still in captivity, some of them as young as 2 years, 3 years. Government is not bold enough to say this is what we want to do. Do you think, even though government keeps arguing about it, they don't pay ransom, but experiences have shown we will see these people release the people, we don't get to arrest anybody, we don't get to kill anybody. How do they release these people? Is it that we are truly paying ransom? And are you worried about this or your incident?
Yeah, of course. One of the victims, the teacher who was unfortunately beheaded, is our client. We're briefed by the family. We are constantly in touch with the family. We grieve with them. We mourn his passing. Unfortunately, and most regrettably, is that the family have not even been given the opportunity for them to bury their dead. You know, we had written to the president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to personally intervene in the matter, not to delegate this matter. A president should act like his president. Should not sit in the comfort of his office, of the villa. Should leave the villa when there are problems like this and go to the battlefront. We have seen presidents all over the world do this. This is what is expected of a commander-in-chief. If not, you are not commanding anything. Even the governor of Oyo has refused to lead from the front. Even the 30 that you said is understated. You can be rest assured that more than hundreds of children will be in custody of terrorists and criminal gangs all across the country, because many of these incidents are unreported. Many. The only reason why the Oyo incident was reported was because the terrorists posted it online. There are so many others that ransom are just collected from the families and they are set at freed, and there are others that could not pay. We have just discovered that another teacher was killed in the north, who even after ransom was paid, he was killed. So it shows that there is no credible government in place in the country, and it's indeed very sad. Government must not only speak to condemn violent acts, government must be seen to be proactive, to go after those who are perpetrating these violent acts and bring them to book. That is the only way that the citizens will feel safe. Most Nigerians can no longer even travel by road. That is how bad it is. Two of the greatest fear of every Nigerian today is to be kidnapped. The second is to be gunned down by the police. These are two of the greatest fears of every Nigerian. We just saw recently how a Nigerian who had been handcuffed, who was pleading his innocence in Delta, was shot at close range by the police. Then another police officer had just threatened in a viral video that if anybody records him, he's going to shoot and kill the person. So these are the two greatest fears of every Nigerian. Number one, that may they not be kidnapped. So when Nigerians make that prayer, that may Nigeria not happen to you, these are the things that Nigerians are praying against. That may they not be victims of kidnap, and may they not be gunned down by the police.
You've always asked for the arrest and prosecution of Sheikh Gumi for his comments and statements that you perceive to be sympathetic to terrorism. Do you really think he's a terrorist sympathizer? Okay.
The Terrorism Prevention Act has defined who a sympathizer is, who an enabler is. Someone that defends, someone that justifies, someone that promotes. If somebody comes out and say, but it is better for bandits to kidnap people than to kill soldiers.
Or to kill school children
yes, to kill school children than to kill soldiers. The old paying ransom to bandits is not bad. How else do you describe such a person? Somebody who justifies, who says that terrorists have genuine grievances. That government should, it's only in Nigeria that government forgives terrorists. Terrorists should never be forgiven. And terrorists don't repent. Terrorists do not repent. The only way terrorists repent is when they meet their maker. People like Sheikh Gumi, if Nigeria was an ideal society, he should not be walking freely on the street. I have no apology for this position. But because the government is complicit, that's why people like Sheikh Gumi are still free. That's why they are free. There can be no rationalization for what these barbaric animals are doing to our nation, to what they are doing to little kids. These guys recruit little kids into terrorism. as foot soldiers and as shields, as human shields. So there should be no one in Nigeria should justify. Fact check, go and check all his previous videos. That because I'm now calling him out, he's now worried. Because I've called for his arrest, he's now worried. It does not eradicate all the pro-banditry, pro-terrorism stand he has taken in the past.
He has also tried to say that government knows where the terrorists are and they know them by name. Why do you think government is reluctant to go after him?
I'm inclined to agree with him on this issue. That's why I said both him and the government, they are complicit. That's why government will not arrest him. But if somebody like me say those things that he's saying, I will be arrested. Nnamdi Kanu was arrested for far less things that Shegumi has said, far less promotion that Shegumi has said. Can you quantify the number of people killed by people that Shegumi is supporting to the people that have died in the southeast? Can you quantify? Can you quantify the amount of kidnappings in the southeast that has happened in the southeast compared to the people that Shegumi is supporting? Can you quantify? So this is what we are saying, that the government collude with them, because the only reason why these things can persist is because of government collusion. So I'm convinced, and I'm inclined to agree with Shegumi, that yes, indeed, government is involved, according to his testimony. Because of course he will know, because he's the one that takes them to go and meet the bandits.
All right, El-Rufai has been undergoing trial without trial. He's been in and out of court and then without trial. Some persons are alleging persecution. Some persons are alleging that is justice visiting him. Do you think, or do you agree with those who said he's been persecuted by President Bola Tinubu?
I think it's a mixture of both. In my view, my answer would be a mixture of both. While I agree that it's looking more or less like persecution than persecution, but I also believe that it's karma, some form of karma has come to El-Rufai. Because I wouldn't want to dwell too much on it, because I've just been subpoenaed by the court, one of the courts where he's standing trial. I don't know the basis of the subpoena, but I think I have an idea, but I don't want to talk about it because it'll be sub judice. However, we all know the antecedents of El-Rufai when he was governor in Kaduna. He committed a lot of excesses, a lot. But should that give justification for not granting him bail? Should that give justification for moving him from court to court? Is this not akin to trying to silence the opposition? Bail is not an escape of justice. When a defendant is standing trial, the idea of bail is that he's given bail so that he can properly prepare for his defense. And after all, he's presumed innocent, according to section 36 of 6 of our constitution, that anyone who has been alleged or suspected to have committed any crime, no matter how grievous the crime, that the person shall be presumed innocent. In fact, you are not even supposed to put up a defense, that you can just simply say, I have nothing to say. It is he who alleges that must prove. The burden and the onus is always on the person who is alleging that El-Rufai has committed a crime. But when you now shift the burden to the defendant and you're saying, oh, we will not give you bail because if we give you bail, we believe you will tamper with the investigation, you will escape justice, then the defendant is no longer presumed innocent. So it's on that basis that I agree with those who are saying that he's been somewhat persecuted, that indeed there are indices that yes, El-Rufai is suffering some form of persecution. But again, many people will say that El-Rufai will have done worse if he was the one in the position to do so, because we have seen his antecedent, and there are others who will also additionally say that even if El-Rufai is given another opportunity, he will do worse than he did as governor in Kaduna by persecuting those who he considers to be critics and enemies, political enemies.
There are many things going wrong in this country that people don't know about. There are some of us, even when we go abroad. I remember in 1989, I entered the office of my professor, my dean, Professor Weniger, I think he's late now, in Western Germany. I entered his library and I picked a book and was just going through. And he came in and screamed, don't touch it, don't touch it. What is the problem? He says, not meant for third world countries. Those books are not meant for even Poland, not meant for East Europe, because there are secrets there. But I was able to see a few things before they took the books from me. One, that the exchange rate of a nation is artificially fixed, because they are on political economy. Two, that no nation will ever be developed unless they have a homogeneity in one aspect of their life. The same tribe, the same religion, the same ethos, like US, which was freedom. But US is going to crash. The freedom must be taken too far. So freedom is what will kill US. Take note of that. Maybe dead, but you know that it's a fallen nation. No country, in those books they wrote, no country will ever develop unless they belong to the same tribe or race.
So that means there's no hope for Nigeria.
Oh, there's no hope. There's no. Let me just put it this way. If I live too long, maybe I die at the age of 95, which is just about 30 years time. But definitely, if I get there, it will be a miracle. But let somebody note it down so that you tell somebody after me, Nigeria will never, I'm sorry, develop. Unless there's an authoritarian regime that tie our neck together, force us to do what they want for at least a minimum of 25 years, like it was done in China. After then, you cannot begin to release freedom little by little. Otherwise, Nigeria is a country that is being, there's a tug of war where some people will hold each other that way, some people hold each other this way, then you start pulling at the center. In Nigeria, what we have is multiple pulleys, multiple tugs of war. One here, dragging the center. It can never develop. Because our budgetary system is, oh, you are giving 10 roads to Edo, 10 roads to Lagos, you must give 10 roads to Bauchi, 10 roads to Gobe, 10 roads that they don't need. I was a bank manager in the 90s. When I came back from Germany, I was posted to Bauchi. You have roads that only sheep sleep on them at night. And then you have donkeys on them, no motor. And they are all everywhere. Now, look at Lagos, the port that supplies the north. No rail. Because if you say, let's put rail, the northern senators and others will insist, no way. You must put the same thing in a place that is not productive. Like the rail line Buhari built to Niger Republic. It's dead, it's big, and we borrowed $1.9 billion to build it. We are paying China now. And it's not doing anything for Nigeria. If they have put it on the port, our roads would have been saved. Roads would have lasted longer, life would have been. Then the cost of spare parts. Again, the cost of spare parts, the things we use in maintaining our vehicle because of borrow, is higher than the total sale of Nigeria crude oil. Quote me, I may not be a professor of economics, but that is the truth. I told you that malaria treatment, the drugs that we import, is higher, the cost is higher than the cost of what we sell, what we get from oil. Think about that.
So why is Nigeria being referred to as a third world country?
The answer has answered itself. In a third world is even too good, because if we have fifth world, let me tell you this. In 1989, when the Berlin Wall was falling, East Germany was far behind Nigeria. The roads were just cement, narrow, all these interlocking blocks. So backward that me who came from Nigeria, felt I was more developed. 5 years later, East Germany was beating UK, beating Canada, beating part of US. Actually, let me drop this bombshell again. Generally, in terms of development, the most developed world right now is China. Only that they still have rural areas that are far behind Nigeria. But in this rural area, everybody is productive. China is so developed that they are building cities that there are no human beings there, just skyscrapers, every amenity there for the future. And then their rail system, I flew from Shanghai to Beijing. Going back to Shanghai, I said, let me take the train. Do you know the airplane that took off from Beijing to Shanghai, and the train got to Shanghai before the aeroplane? I mean, trains that are faster than aircraft. China is so advanced in building infrastructure in so much that each time I'm in China, having visited 4 times, I see American tourists, British tourists, French always open their mouth just looking. And you hear noise about the tallest building in the world here and there, the one in Dubai. No, China has it. They don't talk about it. They don't talk about it. I was just talking to my friends. When I get to Dubai, I'll go there and say, no, look at the tallest building, balloon building. And when I got there, I went You know where aeroplanes fly 35 feet above? The balloon building is above where aeroplane fly. That is above that cloud you see when you are flying. So when you are there, you are not allowed to spend more than 10 minutes because it's pressurized, so that you won't burst out, your blood won't burst out. They rush you by, you just take a bottle and then you go down immediately. Now you see aircraft, international aircraft flying below. So China is doing everything. Longest bridge, intercontinental, from Zhuhai. It's a port city, Zhuhai, to Macau, which is just Macau, a city-state, to Hong Kong, which is closer to Europe. So, I mean, through the ocean, a bridge. And they have done more after I've seen that one. I remember in 1989, I saw in Germany, West Germany, I saw a bridge, and then another bridge on top of bridge. Both of them are river. I was weeping. I said, you mean a river can be on top of another river? But when I got to China, I saw something else. They don't destroy hills to build roads. They penetrate hills. They don't build bridges on water anymore, except this one they want to display. They put highway. In Shanghai, for instance, a twin city. There's a big river in Shanghai. The highway, 8 lane, went under the river. You don't even know. Then rail lines went under the highways. And it's a natural river, still going on its course. Please, I think I'm digressing from the topic of this discussion. But to put it lamely, Nigeria is a 5th world country and we are going to 6th, 7th. And a few years back, let's say 30 years back, you are old that China was behind Nigeria in development. I just told you that in 1989, after my NYC in Kanu, I found that East Germany was far behind Nigeria. East Germany, although you don't even know whether there was East or West.
Yes,
now.
I know.
It's only Germany, some of you are seeing. Well, at the time I was in Germany, there were no blacks, only American soldiers. The day I saw a black man, I cried. Myself and him, a Ghanaian. We heard each other, I cried. They were separating us. I couldn't bear it. I was crying. And then Germans then, any black they see, they think you are American. An American soldier. Well, go there now. Whites are in the minority. In Germany now, whites are in the minority. You go to Frankfurt Airport, which I was some few weeks ago, you see Asians, Chinese, blacks everywhere. You hardly see a white. They are minority right now. Arabs everywhere. So Nigeria, in terms of being third world, I think we are lucky. Because we are moving to, and we have already gotten to 4th, 5th. We are going to the 6th world. Although in some pockets of areas, like you go to Ikoyi, you go to a part of Abuja, you go to a part of this Atlantic, you will see that what is there competes with what is anywhere, central business district of any other country. But that is just there. We are talking of expressways traversing the nation. I mean, infrastructural development. I mean, the beauty of infrastructure is lacking. So where is the development? You have a fine apartment, you go to America or Canada or anywhere, apartment may not be as fine as this. So you are first world here. But the generality of the populace, the generality of the outside, they are 7th world, 9th world. Thank you.
This is 7th of June 2026. I am back again with another latest and trending update today about our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. My people, no be smart, we receive an important update that federal government of Nigeria have planned. In fact, nobody said they don't plan. They have filed an appeal to Federal High Court Abuja to have our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sentenced to death. Imagine, after they don't give him life imprisonment. Under what? Under terrorism-related issue. A crime where this man no commit. You not see any ammunition, any weapon with him or under his custody when we arrest him. We do all the findings for how many years when I don't see him. Now we receive an important information that they have resolved to have Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sentenced to life imprisonment. Say the one where they do mistake. Remember that on the 22nd of last month, 22nd of May, U.S. lawmakers, U.S. Congress sent an important warning message to Nigeria government concerning the forthcoming appeal of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, warning them they should make sure they do the right thing, that if they do any magu-magu, that they are going to interfere in that matter. So, and today we receive an important information that federal government already submits appeal to have him sentenced to death. So, my people, I'm going to allow you to listen to Chief Owazurike because he's the one that came out to cry to general public, say, see, the Kukuru movement, that the federal government of Nigeria secretly, they went to file an appeal to have Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sentenced to death. So, I will allow you guys to listen to him. In fact, he gets things where I want you to listen because he gets things where he talk, I say, He even confirmed that I've already sent a message to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's personal lawyer, Aloy Ejimako, and Aloy said yes, confirmed the news that yes, so now waiting they go on, say they filed an appeal. Tinubu government don't file an appeal to have Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sentenced to imprisonment, but it is not going to happen. As far as say God day on the throne, it will not happen. As far as say United States already involved themselves in this matter, it will not happen. Tinubu failed. Tinubu have already failed woefully because terrorists day your land. You know if you do anything. Right now, make allow and make una hear things where this man talk. He gets some secret way in leak. I can't they shout say for this life, for this same Nigeria. Please follow me, listen to him. Do not forget it's important you like the video and equally share it. Make others be aware of what is going on right now.
Maka na n'ụtụtụ a ka m na-aga na social media wee fụ na Tony Jere speaks ka m fụrụ ya gbasara cross appeal by the federal government ese ka egbuo Nnamdi Kanu ka enye ya death penalty. Mgbe m gụtara ya m sendụrụ message to Aloy Ejimako ka m confirm ma ọ bụ eziokwu. So Aloy Ejimako message this evening where reply and say, oh, eziokwu na federal government send their own cross appeals and as igbuo Nnamdi Kanu asking for death penalty. Ihe dị otu agbarụrụ m anya. And the other rampant na social media mụ afọrọ ya. Ihe o ji na-ewute mbụ otu onye court of appeal release anyị ga-ejide aka na ihe court of appeal kwuru. Anyị ewere oke amama ihe chọọ the lawyers nwetara the judgment. Chọọ onye dịka Mike Azokome, chọọ Ifeanyi ka ọ na-aza Ifeanyi Ejiofor. That young man, very hard working. Chinazụ ga-akpọta ndị senior advocates of Nigeria. Mgbe e megere ihe a, akwapụtara m tie mkpu ya. Ebidokwa n'isi gaa na High Court na case ekpebiri agejide aka ebe a so na bụrụ will stand on court of appeal will stand. Mgbe a ga na-akụ mgbọ ya all over the world. Ihe na ga-abịa federal government ya na-ekwu obey your own law or show me the law. Mgbe aka na-akụ ya ka egwu obey your own law. Emegide ikekwu ha ga-abụ ya. But ndị ọkachamara ndị obodo na ha ụzọ mụtaji ọkpara so onye ha ma ịpụta na social media ha na-akparị gị kechi na-azụ ọ dịka izu agbara agba ga-emegide Nnamdi Kanu. Chinazụ ga bido n'isi na High Court dobe ya ikpe dọpụtara na-eti mkpe aka ọ pụtụrụ aka bụ onye ga-echeta ha na mpụtara na-eti mkpe maka bụ onye ụlọ kpọrọ ụgwọ kekọrọ ụgwọ ụlọ kpọrọ makwa na Nnamdi Kanu mepere redio Biafra London hapụrụ ya kwụsị ụgwọ nọ na ya. Ya Chinazụ m ga-rejisazie redio Biafra London si na ọ bụ nke ya. Rekrut unu ụgharịsị tinye unu n'olu si ndị ọhụrụ unu nọrọ ekwuru ahụ Wazirike unu kpọọ ya unu ege na ihe ọ na-ekwu. Unu na-eme anaghị egwe m igwe maka ama m na-arịsị n'ụlọ n'olu. Mana ihe ndị a ọ bụrụ ihe m na-eche maka na ọnọdụ m dị iche. Ihe m na-achọ bụ Biafra na Biafra a n'ọsọrọ onye ọbụla mee m ana m ele onye ahụ anya ọ Biafra ka m na-elere anya m pụtasịrị agbagoro m ya ọ na-agbagoro m ya ya m na-ekwu taa m gaghị na-ekwu ya m ga-agbachi nkịtị ịbụ na asịgo na a na-ahapụ ya ga-asịsị jide ya maka ihe ọjọọ mere m mana igwe nwanne a na-eru n'ọkpụkpọ ọtụtụ n'ime ndị ụlọ na-asị taa na-eche na ndị dị against Nnamdi Kanu na-eche na ha wachọrọ ka egbuo Nnamdi Kanu ọ wụrụ ndị na-agba mbọ ka arapụ Nnamdi Kanu.
Oh yes, my people, Mata no be here. In fact, the way everything is happening in this country, everybody have been seeing it. That the injustice that is in this country, it is above anything you can think of in the world. What Barrister Deji said is the truth and nothing but the truth. Had it been that it is him that is Shegumi himself, or is another person that is saying what Shegumi is saying, by now the DSS, the Nigerian soldier, or the police, they would have picked the person since. Just what very dark man, what they claim that he said, not that he said it. Before you know, the Nigerian government, all of them start bubbling, saying that they are going to prison him, life imprisonment. But what Shegumi and what those bandits, what they are doing, those terrorists, what they are doing every day to people, in fact, after everything, they will release them and tell them and claim that they are repentant Boko Haram. And it's very, very shaky, shameful, and very boring. That is the reason why to tell you that this country we are living, it is no more a country. It is something else. Then you come to the issue of Nigeria being a fourth world or a seventh world country, if there is. Because the way everything is in this country, everything has been shattered. No place to hold, no place, nothing to hold, nothing. And where it is worst is this Tinubu regime, where everything is worse than any other thing. Then come to Wazirike. He's saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wronged him. What is there is that everybody knows what is his problem, and the Igbo, they know what is their problem and what they are fighting for. So him and Nnamdi Kanu know what they are fighting for. So some people may call him a betrayer, while some people may be calling him one kind. So everybody is looking each other one eyes because of he knows where he failed himself. He knows where he failed. So he knows how to settle his case with the Igbo so that people can still trust him and they can still have some hope in him. What we need is Nnamdi Kanu release and also Biafra to have their own freedom in Nigeria. Well, that is what is there. Well, I would like to hear your comment down below. What do you think about your thing happening in Nigeria? Like, subscribe and share for everyone to see things going on. Say thank you for watching.